Now recording? Yeah, this is not going to be complicated. Yeah, this going to go good, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Hello and welcome back to the Block Update, previously known as the Minecraft Update. How is everybody doing today? Oh, no, wait. It doesn't work like that, does it? Jeez.
Yeah, they don't get to talk.
No.
They're just here unofficial.
Jeez.
Like us, unofficial.
Unofficial.
Yeah.
No, we're not unofficial anymore because we're not the Minecraft Update podcast, even though it says so on the logo and the video and everything else like that. It will all change at some point. But with the Block Update now, so that's it. End of.
The Block Update, the
very
unofficial
official
Minecraft update.
No, not official Minecraft. Unofficial Minecraft, but official Block Update. We are officially the Block Update, but unaffiliated with Minecraft. We could call it
unofficial.
The Block Update a Minecraft podcast. You know, you could hyphenate it.
The unofficial Minecraft podcast.
Don't even need to put unofficial on that bit.
No.
They don't mind that. They're happy with that.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, well, that's fine.
We're all good. Right, okay, peeps, we are on episode 63. As usual, I like to start the podcast by thanking our 33 Patreons, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously, we are now supported by Patreon, and if you're enjoying the show, then you can support by going to patreon.com/the Minecraft Update. The pledges are per podcast, and the minimum you will get is access to our Patreon-only feed for bonus content when we record it, which we just did. Access to our Patreon-only Discord channels and a Discord role. I nearly said shiny Slack. I nearly did it, but I didn't.
Well, it can be shiny. I'm just saying.
No.
But only the special ones get the shiny role. We talked about this.
Oh, yeah, but they got to pay super tier, which no one's done yet, so no shinies.
Oh, okay. No shiny role.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
It's actually a hidden tier that you can't actually get to, but if you do... Yeah, and your name flashes in the Discord, and it becomes illuminated at nighttime.
That's really
glows in the dark, Slack. Yeah.
You can even see it from outside, right?
Yeah, and from space.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, but nobody pledged at that one. They don't know the secret to get there, but maybe one day they will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it kind of like the secret "I'll know" command?
Shh. Okay, let's go into... We've got a lot to talk about this week, Slack. A whole bunch has gone on while I've been away, and we've got many feedbacks, bug dates, wish list questions, change logs, and a whole new game to talk about. So let's get into this. Let's do this. Are you ready?
Oh God, there's multiple pages.
Yeah, starting with feedback. And if you'd like to leave us feedback, then you can do by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, filling in our feedback form on the website, or joining the Discord, the links of all of which are below. And would you like to start us off today, Slack?
Yeah, I'm just asking, do we get paid overtime today? Because this is a lot. I mean, I'm already on like page 4 scrolling down here.
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. All right, so the first up we got Whitebush. And they said, I see you shaking your head. The name change is a great far-sighted move. And for what it's worth, I like the name, the Block Update, and I love the name, the Random Ticks.
Well, thank you, Whitebush. Thank you very much for enjoying our new name. This is very good news. Purple Hoser. Look, do you remember Purple, Slack? Do you remember Purple from the feedback form?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember Purple. Yep.
I have nightmares about Purple still, Slack, and all the many messages they send in every week. They've joined the Discord, Slack, which is nice. And they say, hey, Foxy and Slack, I recently rejoined the Discord after an account hack, so it's been a while. I just realised how much this pod has grown and just wanted to say good job and thanks for something good to listen to, Purple. Well, that was nice. Thank you very much, Purple. Appreciate it, mate.
That was short feedback, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Next, we got Rotated Outface. Another idea for the new name, the Bud Powered Podcast. No. Works on multiple levels. See, Foxy and Slack are buds, and bud powering is a thing in Minecraft.
Not on Bedrock
Edition.
I did there?
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. No. How about the Renderment? But that does rather exclude any women that may be hosts in the future. Okay, then the local or roaming podcast in honor of where Both versions of Minecraft live in a Windows file structure, Bedrock and Java, respectively. No, that's Steph. No, I'm going to have a lie down now. You do that, rotated out face, and let us come up with a name, okay?
Yeah. We already got it, Roth. We fixed it. It's fine. But thank you very much for your totally ridiculous selection suggestions. Almost said the right word there, but I didn't.
Are they like to have a Patreon tier to fire? I'm just asking.
Stage Fake says, I think it would be really cool if the community picked a quiz coordinator. Then each week, say 5 members can volunteer to record a question clip. The coordinator records answers. The answers could be sent in after Foxy and Slack have recorded their responses or recorded and answers given for the next week. I thought maybe at one point I'd volunteer to copy and paste all the feedback, correcting grammatical errors. Record clips, maybe saying, Mr. No-Tail, you're correct, or that's 1 point for Mr. Lizard. But I think Foxy's picky about the way he does things. Yes, I am, and that sounds like a total nightmare.
Oh, you don't mean that Foxy's picky. I mean, after 4 years now of dealing with the man, you notice that I just shut up and wait for him to talk. And if I have an idea, I have to pass it off as a good idea for him. I have to say it. It gets bent as a rubbish idea. When I'm not looking, he picks it back up and he's like, I got this great idea. Really? Yeah.
Yes. Stage Fix, I can only assume you have all of the time in the world, because tell me if I've got this wrong, but what you're saying is, right, so we get other people to record us clips and then send them in, which means we then got to either try and play them live on the podcast, which would totally mess up all of the audio filters I got on our voices, or then me edit them in afterwards. Then we record our answers, but we don't know what the answers are because no one sent us the answers until the next week. So we can't actually tell anyone whether we got them right or not until the next week. No, absolutely not.
Stitch Fix, you need a few more stitches because you're not fixed yet. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's what I like is a nice smooth workflow where you go, oh, I'm going to press record and then I'm going to stop recording. Everything we need is already there. I don't mind throwing on a bit of music for the beginning and the end because that's easy because I know where they go because there's a beginning and the end. But I'm not going to troll through looking for the right points to add in the recorded clips and then like make sure they all sound good. And oh man, like, do you remember radio shows that I think some still probably do, where they have people phone in and you're driving in the car and all of a sudden you're like, my ears, because the person at the other end of the phone is awful. No,
Janet, you're now live. I want coffee off today. Yeah. No.
I'm sorry. No, if we're having other people on the podcast, it'll be a guest who's going to they'll be recording the thing from start to finish, and regardless of how awful their audio sounds, I can fix it in one go. I'm not doing that for 5 different people recording random clips each week. But it's a lovely thought, Stitch Fix. But no.
Next up, we got Tiny Raccoon. Is it you or is it me?
It's you.
Tiny Raccoon.
No, actually, it's Tiny Raccoon.
Special sign-off. I am not Tiny Raccoon. I am Slack Lizard. There's a big difference in the two.
My water invisible. It looks really cool with the white lines around it. That's awesome. Sorry if you're listening to this podcast, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I got invisible water, guys.
Right. Regarding a special sign-off, here's a few ideas.
Oh, no, my internet's
we
gone
sign
again.
off by saying player placed a block, reference to the name and the block update. Player received an update to... no. Player made a farm to... No. And player updated a block by... Look, what? I have no idea, really. Just throwing out ideas. Maybe someone more clever than me can come up with some sort. Not as bad. You know, what's wrong with the sign-off that Foxy uses every week?
No, they're not talking about me. They're talking about when people send messages in and then they put in the thing from the spawn chunks where they go, so-and-so died from doing this thing in Minecraft. So they're saying, why don't we have a custom sign-off for our podcast where people can write messages in and then say, like once they finish the message, they would say, so-and-so placed the block of this or made a farm for that, which I don't mind. People can write whatever they want at the bottom.
Okay.
But there's no... Yeah, I don't think we have to have a specific thing. I'm sure something will happen organically at some point or other. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, how hard can it be?
Yeah. Out of Dutch is back saying, hey guys, it's been a while, but I've been around. Love the pod as always. I have a potential solution for Slack's cam issue. And we fixed it, don't you worry about it, Dutch, but I will continue. Didn't bother me, but still a thought. Slack could open a private video call with Foxy. Foxy can capture the window and crop the frame. Easy. Don't know if it will help, but it's easier than running yet another program while you're trying to record. Okay, we have potentially resolved it, although I hate the way it's resolved because it's a mess. But we weren't using a separate program that was taking resources. We were just going through an internet website. So it was actually made life a lot easier because it was built into OBS and it was the same every time. So I didn't have to move it around on screen or resize it. It just did the same thing, which was nice. The problem with Slack opening a private video call is then I can't be in a video call in two places at once on Discord. So we would have to have another app running like Skype or something where he could video message me, and then that would be more complicated. So what we've done this time is Slack's just sharing his camera in the Discord chat that we're doing this live show in, and I'm capturing that, which I didn't realize would have all the chat with it and caused a bit of a mess at the beginning of us live session, but we got it sorted, haven't we, Slack?
No, yeah. I mean, professionals, right? We didn't, do this in a private call and turn on the green screen. And Foxy's like, no, I really want a green screen too. No, that's not how it happened.
No. But thank you, Dutch, for the suggestion. But I think the way we got it today is certainly better for Slack's, like not being in 2 frames a second. And hopefully next week when we do it, I won't have to fiddle about with his his scale quite so much at the beginning. Oh, big fish, little fish. I was doing that. Okay, who's next?
Did you just call me a big fish?
Have you not heard that? The song, Big Fish, Little Fish, Cardboard Box? And no? Is that not a thing in the US? Look it up.
No.
It was a big thing in the UK for years. It was the thing to do at discos, how you dance. Jen knows what I'm talking about.
I got nothing. That was out of Dutch, right? Right. Yeah. Next, we got Snaz Cakes. Listening to the discussion about the name change for the pod, the block update seems too close to the block party, another podcast, so I have some suggestions. The source code.
No.
The Wandering Traders.
No.
Skulkcast.
No.
The Build Hype.
No.
Sorry for the book. You guys are the best. Hugs from the Fox Pack. Snaz Cakes.
I looked up the block update. It didn't exist. We picked that. If there's something else called the block party, that sounds like a them problem.
Yep.
It does make me slightly concerned that there's something called a block party, particularly if it is Minecraft based, but it's tough. It's tough. We've gone with this one now. I bought the domain name. I'm not going back. The Big Blue Dog says, I really enjoy the podcast and enjoy the extra banter. I started listening to your podcast for the beginning. 2018 cracks me up some of the things you've learned to accept and even embrace. What? Oh, right from the beginning. Geez, when I was doing the original ones. Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, and this next one's not, it's a different one. I just haven't made it bold, Slack, so that is someone else.
I don't even know how to say that name.
Ubiquitix.
Hey dudes, hope all is well. I love the podcast and look forward to it every week. I just built Slack's flower farm from 2 years ago and was blown away by how well it worked. For now, anyways, obviously you both put a tremendous amount of effort into the Minecraft content, so I wanted to express how much I appreciated your technical knowledge and building skills continually inspire me to push my own creative limits. Pip pip and all that. And you I can't say it. Yeah. Did not die, but still went to flower heaven.
Ah,
that's kind of sad.
No, flower heaven, lovely.
Okay.
They didn't die. They just went flower heaven. It's like a garden center, but like a really nice one.
They went to a flower meadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's nice to see somebody building your flower farms from 2 years ago, and they actually still work. That's a win for Bedrock Edition.
Yeah, unlike, something I put out like 2 weeks ago that no longer does, because that's how it works.
No. Oh, and I got a new one for you in the change logs today, Slack, that you'll be happy with. Okay, last piece of feedback is from I Am Ban, who says, hello, you can upload video podcast to Spotify. Just by the way, also great podcast, love it. Now, that is interesting because I know that I think iTunes does video podcasts as well now, but I don't know if you have to host the video file somewhere else or they will actually accept the uploads, because that's a lot of information to upload. A video file's massive compared to just the podcast audio. And with podcasts, the Spotify and iTunes, they don't actually hold the audio files. You have to host them yourself, and they just call from your server. So if it's a case of they would do the same thing for video, unless they can read from YouTube, it ain't going to happen. Because I don't have the bandwidth to or the money to host video file streaming service. But
host.
No,
host. You have millions of dollars. You're a YouTuber. You make lots of money.
Well, that's true, actually. Yeah, but I like all my millions of dollars for me. If only. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the end of the feedback, which takes us swiftly into the news. And boy, do we have some news this week. Starting with 2 brand new Minecraft betas and previews for 1.20. Not 1.19.20, 1.20, Slack. We have betas for that. You know what that means, don't you?
Oh, it's around the corner. It's coming.
Coming fast. Well, let's look at it, shall we? The last few, although this one, the 1.19.80 seems to have vanished. I don't know where that is. It could be, do you remember they've done that before and they just didn't bother releasing it and they left it until the next one?
Yeah.
But yeah, 1.19.80 has vanished, which is a shame because that's all my favorite fixes in it. But from like 1.19 onwards, every single month without fail, every 4 weeks, we got new update, right? If 1.19.20 betas and previews are coming out, then 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah, that seems about right, yeah.
Which would take us to, where are we now? When did it come out, the first one? The 11th, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like the 9th of May. No, that seems too close. Oh, no, because 1.19.80 is not out yet. Yeah, I'm putting my money on. I'm still putting my money on June, end of May, June. I reckon.
Yeah, end of May, June sounds about right. Yeah, that'd be my guess.
It's fast though. It's coming fast. Anyway.
Yeah.
No point speculating. We will find out when we find out. And normally they do give us a couple of weeks' notice. They have done the last few major updates, so we shall see. But let's get into the changelog, starting with. I need to share our screen, Slack. There we go. And I'll zoom in so people can see. There you go. You're welcome. I can't read any of it now. But there's a picture. What a lovely picture. And it says there have been... there we go. There have been colour changes on potions, tip towers and mob effects to make them more distinguishable from each other, Slack, which is nice.
Okay, yep.
The minor pottery shards can now be found as loot when brushing suspicious sand blocks in desert pyramid, Slack. So that's nice. And the shelter pottery shard now has the correct display string, whatever that means.
Okay.
So that's nice. They have... Oh, geez. So my notes that I've made... Oh, no, it is here. Yeah. Brushes can now be enchanted with mending and breaking and curse of vanishing, which means your brushes will last longer, Slack. So that's nice.
Okay.
Why would you put curse of vanishing on one? I suppose if you're doing it in an enchanting table, there's a chance it could end up with it on, maybe?
I didn't think you could get those as random enchantments that would be there.
That's true. So maybe you can find brushes in some loot tables now. Which seems odd.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Okay. What's my next on my notes? They've removed the ability to get, where is it? Down here. Suspicious sand as an item, which is really annoying. So basically, you could get suspicious sand, suspicious gravel to drop by placing daylight sensors, signs, banners, mob heads, conduits, campfires, skulk shriekers, skulk sensors underneath them. and they would drop. And so you could have the item, but they've stopped us being able to do that now because they're meanies, Slack. Big old meanies. Why? Why stop
I
that?
don't get why they would take that one away. That makes no sense.
Because they don't want us to have it as an item. They want us to brush it where it is, which sucks, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's a bad call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's fine. I guess that's the way they want us to play the game. So it's not a big problem. Right, parity with placing blocks on top of decorated pots is what I've written down there, which means scaffolding, redstone dust, redstone repeaters, redstone comparators, levers, glows like and skulk veins, pointed dripstone, and door blocks can no longer be placed on top of the decorated pots, which kind of makes sense, I guess. It kind of makes sense. Now, one thing
Wait a minute.
Go on.
Full support for... They no longer provide full support for scaffolding and stuff? Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
Well, the top of a decorated pot's like it's a little, isn't it? So it's very difficult to balance those things on there. If I can find it, here we go. So hanging signs has had a bunch of updates in this one and the next one. But the thing I find most interesting is here, when it says hanging signs and other blocks can now be attached to the anvil bottom. Pardon?
Excuse me?
And the chorus flower bottom. How do you get the bottom of an anvil or a chorus flower to stick something to it?
I placed the anvil really quickly, and you put the sign under it. I guess that makes no sense. Yeah.
No, it doesn't, does it? And then would it float or would it fall?
42? I have no clue.
Because chorus flowers, if they're not supported by the chorus plant, they just fall. It's so odd. They can be attached to a turtle egg bottom. Excuse me. No. I didn't even read that. Turtle egg bottoms as well.
They can no longer be attached to the side of dirt paths or farmlands, though.
So you can't attach them to the side of what would otherwise be a solid block, but you can quite happily stick them on the bottom of turtle eggs and anvils and chorus flowers. That makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. It makes no sense.
Is this just blind parity? Is this them going in and going, well, you can do that on Gyro Edition, so we'll make it happen on Bedrock Edition? Or is this just...
Oh, don't get me started. Is this the one? Have we not got to it yet? Is it the next update that they also did stuff with the signs?
Yes, the next one's got a lot of stuff with signs. You can tell me all about that there. Because...
Yeah,
we scroll down a bit here. It's like there's a bunch of stuff in this. Clearly that I'm missing out here, but the big one that has been asked for so much by the community for so long, banner shields. Banner shields finally coming to Bedrock in Minecraft 1.19.20. No, 1.20, not 1.19.20, 1.20 Slack.
Okay. I mean, everybody will go to use it for about 2 weeks and then realize the people that haven't been using the shield realize that you have to crouch and go really slow with it to try to get away from mobs, and they'll switch back to totems.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for PvP stuff. I think it'll be great for people that really like to customize their stuff, but it is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that on Bedrock Edition banners are activated by crouching rather than, a different button, such as the right click on a mouse or a different button on your controller or something like that. It is a massive shame that they don't work properly because they just make them totally unusable, in my opinion. But that's a big step in the right direction, and loads of people are going to be happy with that. So I'm putting that down as a big old massive win for Bedrock Edition.
Yeah,
someone out there is listening.
Yeah, someone's listening.
Yeah,
except for when they change the gas. I'm not happy about that.
Oh, yeah. We're not there yet. We're not there.
Okay, all right.
The sniffer.
Where are we at?
The sniffer. The sniffer egg is now available, Slack. So you can now get the sniffer egg, which then you hatch it by placing it on moss, and it will hatch after 10 minutes or other blocks, but then it will take 20 minutes. And the sniffer can now occasionally sniff up a picture pod item, which was the new type of flower that you can get. So we've got the torch flowers and the picture pods. I'm a little bit disappointed that we only got 2 new decorative plants. And I'm also very disappointed, though, even though they look incredible and very detailed and exciting, they don't do anything.
And they don't really mix with nothing.
No. The torch flower, why doesn't it emit light?
I don't know. That would make sense because it's called a torch flower.
Yeah.
It would be perfect if it emitted a low level light, even like redstone torch equivalent or something. Yeah. Missed opportunity.
Make your gardens look lovely. So yeah, really beautiful, beautiful new things. The only thing I can think is those are, and again, this is just totally off the wall theory, but they've got to be somehow tied into this new dimension that we haven't seen yet because they don't fit anything else. I don't know. They don't normally add things to the game that don't fit. They're very. That's one of the big things they talk about when they're talking about why we choose these things for updates and why we don't do things. And everything has to have its purpose. Everything has to fit. Everything has to go with the theme or the trend or whatever it is. And those things just don't. So there's more to this. I'm convinced of it. We're just gonna have to wait.
Suspicious stew can now be crafted with a torch flower, but what's it going to do?
It turns you invisible. No, turns you upside down. Makes you explode. I don't know. Makes you glow.
Let's click that bug. Does it? The torch flower cannot be used to craft suspicious stew according to this. Fix it is not intentional. I don't get what it would do.
Oh well. Yeah, but they've basically made the torch flowers and the pitcher pods work like normal flowers with all of the things like chickens and parrots and bees and all that sort of good stuff. So that's good.
It's supposed to do night vision.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense as a torch flower, I guess. Right. Scrolling down a reasonable way, we have finally, again, fixes to players no longer falling through farmland blocks after jumping on them or through mud blocks or farmland blocks if they're standing on the block as it becomes a complete block. So that's good.
We'll see in 2 updates when it comes back.
Yeah, that one's definitely an on and off again one. And there is, where is it? Fixed an issue where an armor stance pose would not change when right-clicked while the player had sneak held and flying. Now, do you remember we got into a big discussion about last week about how can you possibly change an armor stand while you're flying? I didn't consider just flying in creative mode. I was imagining zooming along, going, clicking, trying to change it now. No.
Yeah. That makes more sense now, doesn't it?
Makes a whole bunch more sense now. Yep. Okay, and the last note I've made on this incredibly long change list is to do with ghasts, which could be somewhere. There we go. Ghasts now shoot fireballs out of their mouth instead of at eye level, which probably means they're going to be slightly more accurate at hitting the player, because I don't know if you've ever just stood in front of a ghast, it always shoots the fireball over your head. But is that going to affect your concrete farm, Slack?
The single layer one? No, we've already been in the betas and previews testing it. And actually, the changes that they're making leads me to go into a little bit of a one that I haven't made a video on yet or covered, the nether tree farms. It actually makes it more effective because there's 2 fireballs that the gas shoot. And so it actually makes it even more effective at that farm.
Oh, really?
Now for... Yeah, that one produces 40 stacks of wood an hour, and then you get like 2 chests of the wart, like 3 chests of the roots. It actually helps in regards to that one. Now, any farm that, like the concrete farm has 1 layer, the one that's out on TB right now. Same with the tree farm, it feeds in at 1 layer. Now, the farms that I haven't released that have been modified feed in at 2 layers. The 2-layer ones, they're dead.
Right.
They're dead at the moment. They're dead. But it'll still reliably break 1 level with not much in the way of adjusting needing done. Maybe move the ghast forward by a pixel or so, but other than that, no, doesn't really mess with it.
Oh, well, that's good then. In that case, this changelog is pretty much mostly very, very positive. There's a whole bunch of stuff there for like the editor and there's a big long changelog, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, that's that for that one. Moving on then to the next Minecraft beta and preview, which is 1.20.0.21. And this one doesn't have quite as much interesting stuff in it, but there are some interesting things. Suspicious sand and suspicious gravel now have their actual proper sounds when you brush them. I'm not going to read that one because it's pointless. Where's my notes? Calibrated skulk sensor tweaks is what I've got on here. Here we go. Look. They will now power the block below them when they've been activated, which is kind of useful.
Yep.
Their cooldown has been paritied, so they're now cooldown of 1 second instead of 2, and they will detect vibrations of up to 16 blocks instead of 8, which is another parity change as well. So that's good.
Yep, that's good.
We've also got in there to do with that, and again, I'm just going to whiz past a bunch of stuff. I'm going past the signs, but we'll come back. But there is somewhere the Skulk Shrieker. Waterlogging Skulk Shriekers will now silence its shriek sounds, which is nice. I don't know why you'd need to do that, but it's a nice thing to do. Right, one more thing on Skulk Sensors and Shriekers. So there's been a big old update somewhere. There we go. The vibration frequencies have all been updated. Oh, geez, I've lost it. Have all been updated and changed, so they make a bit more sense. And I'm hoping that actually means we can detect a few more things on Bedrock Edition, because it was very limited before. But that's nice that we've got an actual list to work from now rather than just having to guess.
Yeah. Gliding with an elytra, so you can detect that. Equipping gear, handy. Interacting with a mob. Now, what do they consider interacting with a mob? Like, is that mean interacting with a villager? Yeah, milking a cow. What, trading with a villager?
Yeah, maybe feeding a dog, taming a dog. Maybe I don't know. Interesting. It's a good point. We'll have to do some testing, probably, or just find out, the hard way. At some point in the future.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Took my dog down to find a wandering trader and fed it and died instantly.
Okay, do you have user interface on your notes? Because there's one in there that I find absolutely hilarious.
Is that this section here? No, I don't.
Okay, read the bottom line of that.
Coordinates are now shown on the new desk screen if the show coordinates setting is enabled. Oh!
That recovery compass is even more useless now.
That's really good, though.
Yeah, but that makes the recovery compass even more pointless.
But no one uses it, so...
Now they never have a reason to use it, because it only points to your last death.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, the recovery compass is one of those things that everybody uses wrong. They go and get the stuff, they make one, and they carry it with them, like a normal compass. And then you die and it's gone.
That's not how it works.
No. You need to put it away.
I like this change.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think this is a good change. Yeah.
How many times have you asked chat, what was my coordinates? Can somebody just find my coordinates? I do that all the time.
All the time.
Oh, that's really good. Okay.
Or you're sitting and playing the game and somebody knocks at the door and you have to get up and walk away. Then you come back and you're dead. You're like, where's all my stuff? Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah. Okay, so you said there was things with signs that piqued your interest. So I'm at the signs bit now here. We've got a sound is now played when trying to interact with a waxed sign. Is that what you were thinking of?
No, I'm trying to find it. I know I read it in a report. Hold on. I don't see it here.
Oh. Perhaps it was in the other one then, because there was sign stuff in that one.
We're actually getting a downgrade because we have too much text on our signs.
Oh, yeah, they're making it smaller.
Yeah, or making it more equivalent to Java. We have too much text on our signs, so they're increasing the font size and everything, and we're going to be able to put less on signs now.
That's only
you figured that would go the other way.
Signs.
But you still figured that would go the other way, though.
Well, they did. They asked about that when they did the previews and stuff. When they released the footage, they did ask the question on. I think King Big Dots did a Twitter poll or a bit of feedback saying we've made them different on Java and Bedrock. Which one do you prefer? So obviously Java Edition is going to win because.
Oh yeah, because most people on Bedrock have no clue who you're even talking about right there. Yeah, that's unfair to ask Twitter. Why don't you actually put it inside the game or inside the launcher? You push other things inside the game and launcher.
Yeah.
Push
why
a question.
Not? Well, that's a good point, Slack. That's a good point. I shall have a word with them. I'll tell them how upset about this we are. Now, something
very much.
I am not upset about, something I'm very excited about for making add-ons and marketplace content is this one. They have introduced new entity filters that allow you to detect if all of the inventory slots are empty or if any slots are empty, so that you can actually determine if you're wearing a piece of equipment. You know how, people were talking, when I was first doing the mob heads thing, and it wasn't experimental, and people were like, you can't put it on your head, because I could make it go on your head, but it would delete any helmet you were wearing.
Yeah.
Now, this will actually be able to detect if you're already wearing a helmet. Now, it won't be able to put the helmet out of your head spot and put it into your inventory, because you can't do that. But at least it'll be able to detect if there's one there and like not let you delete it.
Yeah, that's a nice change.
Yeah.
You could also use that for, well, not really many people would, but you could see if a villager's inventory was empty or not.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, it does say for searching for empty item slots in a designated equipment location, which is generally the player's
Okay.
Yeah, rather than inventory. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but it'd be nice if it did allow you to search inventory as well. But yeah, there are other ways to do. I did actually make a little add-on for the villager one. I did a little short on it a while ago because they added that ability to detect whether or not villagers' inventories were empty, and I made them like emit particles if they were. So that's already possible. If you
could use it for map making in the sense of, let's say you were using naturally spawned zombies, okay, and you detected a zombie had leather boots, you could then trigger off a command to make it go faster.
Yeah.
Or if it had an iron sword, you could give it like strength 2. So you could use the game's RNG to give you more predetermined zombies. Like if you ever got a zombie that spawned in diamond, you could make him just like a hawk,
Yeah.
It'd be real good for something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And one that hits a little bit close to home on Truly Bedrock is the attribute speed multiplier in the Minecraft boostable component is now being passed correctly. So from 1.19. Why do I keep calling it 1.19.20? From 1.20, our dolphins shouldn't go bananas when we feed them fish. So on Truly Bedrock, for anyone that doesn't understand that, we have rideable dolphins, and there has been a bug since I made the add-on that means that when you feed them fish to boost them, they just go a ridiculous speed, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. It turns out that was a bug, and that has hopefully been fixed, so we should have not so quite ridiculous dolphins once 1.20 comes around. And that is it for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Interestingly enough, we've had two 1.20 previews, but we haven't had a release of 1.19.80. Why? We normally get those on a Wednesday after we've had the preview for 1.20 on a Tuesday.
Did Easter throw everything off by a bit? I don't know. Has there been any other holidays?
Could have been Easter. It could just be, they have done it before where they just didn't release one because it was just totally broken. It could be that. And with this ridiculous speed of scheduling they've got now, it wouldn't surprise me if they've just not had time to fix it. So they thought, oh, we'll just put all the fixes into 120 then. Tempered in the chat says Legends came out. That shouldn't affect what they're doing with Minecraft betas and previews. It's not a full. Well, I guess it is a full release, but it's not. Maybe it's not impossible, but I doubt it. But maybe we'll see that next week. But I get a feeling we're not going to see it. I don't know. Don't know why, but it's strange. Anyway, that's enough of Bedrock Edition. It's time to go on to Java Edition Slack. More changed logs. Can you believe it? There's not much in this one, to be honest with you. This one doesn't mention it's 1.20, but then Java Edition never does. This one is all about them reworking the trail ruins. So it says that sniffers can now be tempted by torchflower seeds, which is probably quite interesting. So you can get them to follow you around. But they have reworked the trail ruins. I'm yet to see what this looks like. I was hoping it would show you in the picture, but it doesn't. But it says that they've been listening to the community feedback. They've added more structure variants. The sand no longer generates within the structures. They've tweaked the amount of gravel and dirt, tweaked the amount of suspicious gravel. They split the loot tables for suspicious gravel within the structure. So there's now a dedicated loot table for rare items like pottery shards and smithing tables. Yeah, so basically, hopefully, they don't just look like block spam now and look a little bit better. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. It probably has no relevance at all to it at all. But if you scroll all the way up, that top image, that looks like stuff, the new flowers and stuff being planted in villager crop farms.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like the villager is planting flowers. That's a really good thing to point out, Slack.
Yep. Looks like they're planting flowers. There's a composter there. It looks like a farmer villager. It's in farmland as well.
It is. Now, there was a thing to say that you could put, I don't think it's in this changelog. I think it was in a different one, that you're saying you could plant them like you can all flowers now on farmland. And I guess the torch flowers have seeds. Of course they do, because they're what the sniffers dig up. So maybe you can give those seeds to a villager and the villager can go around planting torch flowers. Again, leading me to think, what are they hiding? Why?
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 Feels like there's more to it. Either that or that's just a doctored photo just to make it look special, but...
Maybe, but villagers can plant all the other types of seeds apart from they can't plant melon or pumpkin, can they?
No.
But they can plant beetroot, they can plant wheat, carrots and potatoes. So, I don't know. That's really interesting. That would be a good thing, but all it does at the moment is just give you, is it orange dye? So
yeah, it's just another farm, yeah.
But I guess a villager-powered dye farm's quite a cool thing. Even though it's only one colour.
Yeah, true.
Interesting. Okay, the only other thing that I picked out of this one was that they've got another new command on Java Edition. It's called return, and it doesn't make any sense to me at all. It says the return command can be used to control the execution flow inside the functions and change their return value.
Return true, return false? I don't know.
Yeah, return value, apparently. So, yeah. I
Check
guess
if, somebody has something in their inventory, then I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. So not what you normally do. You go a very long way around the houses and you would set up a scoreboard objective and then you'd set up a scoreboard for something and you'd run your execute command. And if that was true, then you would set your scoreboard to this and then you'd run another command to check what your scoreboard was and then you'd do something based on that. Whereas I think this is saying you can just get that initial execute command to just give you a particular value. So like, if Jeff is wearing pants today, say return 5, or if Jeff's not wearing pants today, return 4, which is a nice thing. I'm assuming that's what it means, but I don't quote me on that because I don't really know.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. And that's it. There's a whole bunch of stuff, as usual, in the Java Edition changelogs. There's a whole bunch of bug fixes, as usual. But that's all we're going to cover in today's news. What we are going to talk about in today's news, however, is Minecraft Legends Slack. Minecraft Legends, the incredible new game, is out. I have been playing it. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite game. I recommend everybody run away and buy it right now. Oh, no, wait. No.
What, are you being paid? Is this like a promo segment that I didn't know about?
Yes.
Because I haven't played it. I've only watched it. So what's your thoughts on it?
Okay. I would start this by saying to everybody, and this sounds like I'm being really, really nasty about it, and I'm not, and I'll get into detail, but don't buy it. Do not spend money on this game. It is not worth money, but you can get it for free on Minecraft Game Pass. And you can play that on console or Windows for free if you have Microsoft or Xbox Game Pass. I would definitely recommend doing that. To summarize, it is the equivalent of a free-to-play game. Although it is wildly complex in terms of the control schemes, it is very, very basic. There is very, very little depth to the game. And the campaign, the single player, is as boring as watching paint dry. It is painfully, painfully boring.
Oh, God.
It crashes a lot when you're coming out of multiplayer games, which is nice. But in game, it runs very nicely. Now, for me personally, and I know this is a personal opinion, and not everyone shares it because I've heard a lot of people say they think it looks gorgeous. I think it's ugly. I don't like the look of it. And I think the reason for that is because it's so messy. And I'm going to see if I can find a screenshot on here. But when you're in game, here we go. When you're in game, everything's got these black lines around it, which kind of looks cool. It's a cel-shaded thing. But because there's so much grass and foliage, it just becomes really noisy. And this is a relatively fast-paced game when you're actually doing something. And in the areas that you're generally doing something is either at nighttime when piglins are attacking a village, or when you're going to attack the piglins at their areas, which are surrounded by netherrack. In both of those locations, it becomes very dark. It goes basically as dark as nighttime. And when everything's covered in black lines, you can't tell the difference between your mobs or their mobs, what you're looking at, what you're doing. There's loads of particles on the screen, and then it can start raining or snowing, which is even worse than the rain and snow on vanilla Minecraft. And it just becomes a total eye mess. And it genuinely gives me a headache trying to concentrate on what things are. Fortunately, the game doesn't require any skill at all for the campaign. You are, or even in PvP for that matter. There are strategies in PvP, but it's very limited because there's no depth to the game. But in the general game, you select your mobs and you just say, go that way. And they go that way, and they attack things when they go that way. It's very difficult to select which types of mobs you want to follow you or get them to go to a specific place. And because it's just so manic, you just go, just go that way, and then I'll build some more when you're all dead. I've played getting on for 3 hours of the campaign, which is around about 10 hours long. Apparently it does get better towards the middle. I've just opened up the second part of it, and I've gone from there was like one piglin base in the middle to now there's loads of them everywhere. And in theory, it's a nice idea. You've got these things you can build a base with that allow you to gather more materials. It allows you to have more allays, which do your gathering and your building for you. It allows you to, the more that you gather, the more things you can build. The more things you build, the bigger your army can be, and the more of your troops that you can talk to at once or get to do things at once. And it all sounds great, but in reality, even though they've got a fast travel system that works quite well, you spend your time just wandering about from one place to another. So let me give you an example. You start in the middle in this like fountain well thing where all of your stuff is. And the game's like, right, you got to go and defeat these piglins over here. And you have to go and defeat the piglins because that's how you get prismarine. And prismarine is what you need to build these new structures that allow you to expand what you're doing. So you go over and you find these piglins and you start attacking them, which means you need to build a little mini base outside so you can spawn lots of mobs there. And you go in wave after wave after wave of your mobs just dying, and it takes absolutely ages and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. And eventually you just defeat the piglins. But halfway through when you're doing that, the game flashes up and goes, it's nighttime now. There's a village totally the other side of the map where you haven't been to yet that's under attack. You need to go and save the villagers. So you're,
oh my goodness.
I'm in the middle of a battle. Okay, well, I'll just wander off then. I'll fast travel back to the hub, but I can't fast travel back to that village because in order to do that, I need to build this well structure, but I can't do that because I need prismarine to build one of those, and I can only get prismarine by killing the piglin structures. So you go off and you save this village, and then you're like, okay, I'll fast travel back to the well, but I can't fast travel back to the piglins where I was in the middle of a battle because, I didn't build a well there because I didn't have any prismarine. So you then walk all the way back there, and all you're doing is walking, and then when you get somewhere, just clicking Q to spawn mobs, and then just pointing your mobs at something and then say, go and kill that. There is an aspect of PvP from the player's point of view, or PvE. You have a sword, but you might as well not because it doesn't do anything. There's no player armor, there's no player weapons, there's no player buffs, there's no doing anything for the player at all, and you've just got this relatively slow swingy sword and hit a couple of piglins that are standing in front of you, which just makes it pointless. It would have been better if it was a top-down or isometric view thing where you could control your army like you do with the normal RTS strategy games. But the fact that you're on this donkey and you're running around means that you are totally out of control. Because you can't then go, those things that are over there fighting that are all getting slaughtered. I need to actually go over there to get them. But these ones over here, there's no management at all. And when you actually get into the nitty-gritty of it, it seems like there's loads. It looks really complicated. There's all these different structures to build. There's all these different mobs to build. But there isn't. There's only a handful of mobs in the game that you can actually control. And it's the first type you get, the rock golem. It's the only one worth having because they're the only ones that can actually destroy structures, and that's the end of the game. You know, that's the aim of the game, sorry. And the buildings you build, after doing PvP, we did 3 rounds of PvP, and you realise there's no strategy to be had because everybody's doing exactly the same thing. Whereas you take something like Age of Empires, and your strategy could be, I'm going to build lots of walls and make it difficult for a player to get in, and then I'm going to focus on this, or I'm going to build this type of army, or I'm going to spread my town between 3 different places and do this, or I'm going to focus on research, I'm going to focus on that. But with this, it's like there's a progression you have to go through, which is build these particular things so you can gather resources, build more of those particular things so you can gather more resources, and once you've got enough resources, then you can build the things that will kill the other players, and that's it. That's as deep as the strategy goes. And it's such a shame, because if they had some more depth to it, that would be even more enjoyable. The PvP is really enjoyable when you're with your friends. I can't imagine it would be remotely enjoyable playing with strangers. because it's the banter with your friends that makes it fun. And whilst it probably is suitable for younger people as well, and the lack of depth probably makes it more open to them, I just don't think it's got enough going for it to make it entertaining for even younger people on a long-term thing. And considering they've built a marketplace into this, which it makes you wonder if they've finished. The marketplace in this has 14 items in it, and I think 12 of them are skins. One of them is skins for all of your army, which costs about, it's like £20. And one of them's like, makes your skin flaming, which costs about £6. So it's crazy. But it's just, I don't know. I want
feels
more
like the
from
game was put out and more is put behind expansions to come in the future. You know?
Yeah, which I definitely think they're planning on, because there's no Enderman at all in the game. Not a single Enderman. Obviously, this is all to do with the nether dimension coming through to the overworld, but there's not a single Enderman in sight. Nowhere. So I would imagine some end expansion going on, or the Enderman attack expansion or something like that, because it doesn't make sense that there's not any reference to them in the game. Whereas you've got zombie skeletons and creepers. And I don't think there's any spiders either, actually. So... yeah, it's very, very odd. And like just walking around the terrain, there's nothing to do. You can harvest stuff, but you basically just click to put a box down and then LA's just do it for you. You're not going around chopping down trees yourself. You're not building structures to get over things. There's mountains, and you can build like staircases, if you like, you're not placing blocks. You just say, I want it to start there and finish there. So if there's a mountain with a gap in the middle, you can bridge across effectively. But there's no fun in it. There's no enjoyment for it. You just feel like you're waiting to get to the next area, and then I've got to go back there now because someone's getting attacked. And then it's like all of a sudden it opens up, and you can summon in zombies and creepers and skeletons. But then the zombies and the creepers and the skeletons have got their own little areas. Like, the zombies are all going to die unless you go and sort them out. There's a village on fire. There's the piglins that I'm trying to get for the prismarine. What do you want me to do? Like, why? Why have it like that? It doesn't make sense. So, it's not a bad game, and it sounds like I'm really slating it because I'm just picking apart all the bad bits. There are some good ideas in there, and there's some foundation for what could be genuinely really good. But I think it's way too simple, but massively overcomplicated to control for what it is. And I really do think they should have put this out as free to play and then just focused on marketplace for generating revenue from it, because it's not worth any money. Not worth any amount of money at all.
Yeah, from what I've seen of it, I've watched a few people stream it. It does not hold my interest at all. It just feels really boring. It's just, at least Dungeons was entertaining. You know, there was stuff to do. I had inventory. I had things that I could do like that. I could interact with stuff. But this one, nothing has piqued my interest in it at all. Nothing.
Exactly. With Dungeons, there was so much depth to it, yet it maintained this ability for all ages to play it. you could really hope, and it felt good when you were fighting. You know, you go, oh, this weapon, yeah, that really clicks with me. I love it. Like I love the sickles, right? As other people like the hammers or the big axes or the long swords and things. And then you've got all the different armors. Oh, I like this one because it's got a ring of fire around me, and I can run fast if I do this, and all those things added together made for a really good game. And you could upgrade stuff, and you could talk to your villagers. And it was just fantastic in comparison to this. Whereas this is just like, click Q to spawn mobs, click Q again to call those mobs that you're close to you, click E to send those mobs in a direction. That is literally it.
Yeah, it feels like Dota, but a failed version of it. Defense of the Ancients. I don't know if you ever played that.
No.
It feels like all you're doing is sending your trash mobs in to try to destroy an objective while you're moving around with your main character. But in Dota, at least your main character, you can upgrade it, make it stronger, make it better. You can do other things while all that's going on. No, not interested. No.
No, which is sad. Stitch Fix has just asked, I'll read it now even though we're not in questions, wondering how far you've gotten in Legends, because I feel like maybe there's still parts of the game you haven't unlocked yet. There perhaps are. When you're in PvP mode, you have access to everything. So you get the full construction tree, you get the full mob spawner things, you can unlock everything in PvP. In the campaign, I haven't unlocked all of the buildings yet, but I've got enough to know that there isn't anything else that's worth having. So you can unlock what they call the firsts, which are like really big golems, which you can then spawn in. And they are actually quite useful, but I think you can only have a couple of them at once and they're ridiculously expensive. You can make a redstone cannon, which if you can build those close to someone else's base are absolutely ridiculous. And in fact, I managed to find a bit of a glitch. I don't know if it is a glitch or if it's intentional by the developers, but I developed a system when we were playing PvP that meant that I could win and nobody could stop me. And that was basically, there's two structures in the game. One's called a redstone cannon and another one is a protector tower. And if you build a protector tower next to your redstone cannon, it stops any projectiles, i.e. other bits of like TNT flying towards your redstone cannon, from being able to hit it. And the redstone cannons are ridiculously long range. And if you build another two structures, there's a battle drum and a spyglass thing, then all of a sudden it fires a lot quicker and it has an absolutely ridiculous range on it. And I figured out you can build them in trees and no one can get up to your tree. If you find a jungle tree with big enough leaves, you can build one on the top of a tree and then you can put all the other structures below it and then nobody can get you and you can just keep firing. And it only takes about 8 or 9 hits from that onto the enemy player's central building and then they're out, they're dead. So... Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of broke, yeah.
Well, what nobody thought about was the fact that you can build these staircases, because they could have probably built a staircase up to me and come up to me with their mobs, but no one thought about doing that. And because there's no flying mobs, there's no way the mobs can do anything other than walk on the ground, then no one could get up there. So yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Edie.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really hoping. I really hope that this gets some traction, because there hasn't been any. If you look online, you look on Twitter, nobody's talking about it. You look on YouTube, no one's posting videos about it apart from like Pixel Riffs and Silent Whisper. Basically, the people that got early access, they got given the copy early to play. They're the only people posting videos on it. The Minecraft put out a tweet yesterday to say that they were starting a Legends live stream on their channel with these things. And within an hour, it had 16 comments, which is like less than a tenth of what they'd normally have on a normal tweet about Minecraft. And 12 of them, I kid you not, were from the same person just posting how much he hated it. So,
yeah, there's...
It feels like such a shame, because they've been hyping this up for ages and they were obviously so excited about it. But it just feels like they've totally missed the trick.
Yeah, I just did a search on Twitch just to see. There's only 3.3K viewers for this game. This is a new game. With those numbers, it's failing miserably.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, shame. Big shame. It could, like I say, with all of the, we went into a lot of detail at the end of that live stream talking about all the things that we thought it could have, what would make it better. Even just like, some game rules like you do on Age of Empires, when you say, okay, we're going to have the first hour, no attacking, we're just base building, stuff like that. Just things like that could make it more interesting, or just more ways of having strategy, because there really is no strategy other than who can build all the stuff the quickest and then build a redstone launcher near the other person's base. That's the only way to win. Yeah. Anyway, that's
sad.
enough.
Very, very sad.
It's enough. We shan't go on about it anymore, peeps. Don't let me put you off playing it. Definitely get it on Game Pass. Give it a go yourself, but don't pay for it.
Yeah, if you got Game Pass, give it a try. Otherwise, just wait.
Yeah, definitely. And don't base what you've seen off someone else playing it, because it just, when you're watching someone else play it, just doesn't make any sense. You're looking at it and going, it just melts your brain. Give it a go, because it does feel a whole lot different actually playing it from doing it. Anyway, that is enough of the news. It is time for us to go into the bug date and find out what's been bugging us this week, starting with Slack, who has a bug this week. I can see it.
You remember the old bug where tridents would magically disappear and fall out of your trident killers and go, just bye bye?
Yes.
Yeah, that's back.
Yes. Fortunately, we're still in 1.19.63 on Truly Bedrock, so it hasn't happened yet for me. But that bug sucks.
Yeah, especially for like any farm that uses a trident killer, witch farm, or if you're using a trident killer in your mob farm or anything. Oh, just think you'll have a lot of fun with that when it gets on TV with your fortress farm.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, because the tridents fall through, and they can be random. It may fall one block, it may fall 7 or 8, but if it falls just the one, then all of a sudden it's going to hit your minecart hopper and break it.
Yeah. Or if it falls 7 or 8, it's going to be in the lava at the bottom of the...
Yeah. It's nice that bug has came back. No, it's not nice at all. It's horrible. Every time I've logged into, let's just use Slackville as an example, the goat farm, I have to replace the minecarts, I have to replace the tridents. If I go to AFK, the witch farm, I've got to replace the minecart, I've got to replace the tridents. It's unpredictable too. Like, you may log out this time and it'll be fine, or you may unload this area and all of a sudden it disappears. So it's really, really good and broke to see that back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. Right. Well, I shall definitely be upvoting that one when I've logged in with my own account. That'll be nice. And hopefully that one can get fixed again and then get unfixed again at some point in the future.
Yeah. Because that will put you off of doing anything with farms that use trident killers. Yeah.
Okay.
And I probably wouldn't have noticed it had I been on my main computer, but this one is the laptop, and like I was at the goat farm and I was like, why am I getting 2 frames a second? Oh, because there's 1,000 items up there. Yeah. That's a good talk again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay. Right. Stitch Fix says there's a bug when pillaring up. If you fall off when something's over your head, I've experienced this on Foxy's Bedrock VIP server for some time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's been in the game a long time, Stitch Fix. They have linked a bug report. I don't know if you've made this one yourself, have you, Stitch Fix? Oh, it's been marked as a duplicate and resolved. Of course it has.
It's not resolved. I assure you, it's not resolved. I just experienced it this morning. Stitch, it's still going strong.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay, right. Next one, Slack from our best friend Purple.
That's our friend Purple. Hey, Foxy and Slack. I simply cannot play the game due to a bug so annoying there isn't any point. So basically what happens is I was playing Minecraft Java and all of a sudden I couldn't move my mouse or turn my head. I can move in my inventory and etc., but not trying to look around. So I'm just stuck in one point of view. Sorry for the book, but I really don't know what to do. But here's a bug report, but it didn't have a fix. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, and that's actually listed for Minecraft 1.14.2 on Java Edition, affecting, it seems, Macs rather than any other edition. So I guess nothing's happened for that. So doesn't sound good though. Jeez.
No, it doesn't at all.
Are you playing on a Mac, Purple? Let us know, because if you're not, then you should probably update this bug report and let people know it still exists. Okay. Yep. Tiny Raccoon says, hi all, my Bugdate. We've got a lot of links this week, which is nice. My Bugdate today is perfect format, just for you, Foxy. What happened? I was killed by one of my villagers in zombie form. I had 2 pieces of enchanted netherite armor and 1 piece of unenchanted netherite. The Zillager, zombie villager, that is, just in case you don't know the lingo.
Yep. Yeah, I caught on to it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Wore my gear as I expected. However, when I cured the Zillager, it did not drop my gear. I even tried killing the max librarian, but nothing. How to repeat: give a zombie villager armor, possibly only enchanted netherite and normal netherite, then cure it. You will not get your armor back. Thanks for the great pod. Hope you appreciate the new format. Tiny Raccoon died. All of his deer had been deleted by a Zillager. Yeah, that's much better. Thank you, Tiny Raccoon. That is exactly what I want to see. So, yeah, sucks. I think that's been around a while as well.
It's marked as a duplicate and resolved.
Oof. That's not good.
Yeah, we're tracking this issue. The ticket is being resolved and linked as a duplicate. So if I click the other link,
also says resolved.
All right, Mega Spud at the cleaning up old tickets. I was just looking to say if they were saying this was intended. Is this still an issue in the latest 1.17.10? If so, can you please add the affected versions or mention it?
I don't think it's intentional, because I'm sure they've fixed this one before. Oof.
Oof, indeed. Right, next we got... Unsure. 1979. And they said, I just finished building a portal ticking gold farm in the sky on my single-player world at y equals 256. The game would not let me place blocks. I had to spam click each spot until the block finally placed. Really annoying. That's where you're standing above. I thought they patched that. No, that's the world height's now higher than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 320.
Huh.
That's so strange. On Realms and Solo World. I wonder how old the world is, what version the world file's in.
Yeah. That would be interesting to know. Unsure, let us know what version you're playing on. Just curious.
Oh, not even what version you're playing on, but what version was the world made in? Because it says it's version 1.19.60 is what it's affected on the bug report, but I'm interested when the world was made, because if it's a really old world, when it got updated for new Y levels, maybe there was a problem. Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, there's a video there too.
Yeah, I tried to click it, but it wanted me to log into my Google Drive. I'm not doing it.
It let me, so I'm just... You're not... Yeah,
well,
I get
the
it.
Untitled one works. Okay, I'll look at that.
Okay, so there are 256, 250s.
That don't appear to be doing anything. Oh, there we go. Press play. That helps.
That's
just
not
block
getting
lag.
An error message. Yeah, that looks like just block lag.
Yeah. How strange. Right, okay. Yeah.
That's rough.
Realms block lag, mate. That's how it works. Okay. So, what we got next? We have the Big Blue Frog says, big bug for iOS players. Can't start the game with internet access. Does that mean if your internet's turned on, it doesn't work? What does that mean, Big Blue Frog? So Minecraft is working fine. I'm able to play, but after watching a video about 1.20 new stuff being on Bedrock Experimental, I rushed to update Minecraft. Now it just loads the main menu screen and crashes after a few seconds. I didn't even activate 1.20 stuff. Update. Turning off internet seems to work to solve this. So, yeah, if your internet's turned on, it's trying to obviously do something in the background when you're turning on the game. It can't do it for whatever reason, and it's just crashing. Great. Good job.
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
But the marketplace won't load.
What a shame.
It literally says that further down the ticket. Yeah. Somebody said Timothy, and then Golden Helmet responded to it. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
That'll be fixed quick. Marketplace.
that is the end of this week's Bugdate, taking us swiftly into our week in Minecraft. Jay, Slack, what have you done inside of Minecraft this week? Not what videos have you made? What have you actually done in Minecraft? On or off video?
I've gotten back onto TB again.
Yeah.
But I know, it's crazy. I've been elsewhere for so long. I just don't like my base over there, so I'm just trying to wrap it up, and then I'm planning on moving, maybe the spawn, and then maybe building a nice little cabin at a friend's place here and there, just kind of living off the land, maybe get me a nice house on the hill overlooking some nice skyscrapers, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet, but I feel like I need to also put my presence known on Spawn Island, and I've been on this major Viking sea shanty kick, so I'm thinking I'm going to build the Black Pearl, not a giant version of it, at Spawn. I'm going to go claim one of those little rafts and upgrade that and open a few shops, because this week as well, we now have a couple of new farms that we've made on Slackville, and I'm looking forward to getting those over on TB. We've got nether tree farms.
Wow.
And gas powered. Oh, they're beautiful. I love building with the nether wood, but it's such a pain to get. But oh my God, I'm so looking forward to getting those up and running. They're just absolutely amazing. Other than that, it's been tinkering with just little builds here and there. Not a lot to report other than that, aside from the nether tree farms and getting back on TB. I noticed quite a few people, it feels like TB has started to get a little bit more active again. I've seen people streaming. I think everybody went through a little bit of a lull there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we had a moment, didn't we, where it was a bit quiet, and then I think it's sort of like buses, isn't it? They all come at once. I recorded daily videos. You've got back on there. I've seen a bunch of other people posting videos, so it's really nice to see it kicking up a gear on Truly Bedrock. That is nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
what you been doing in Minecraft?
Well, I have been doing in my TB videos this week, going out today and tomorrow, I did a piglin bartering farm. So I went off and I decided I was going to get 6 piglins. I did try I didn't try, but I experimented with your ridiculous, not what you've done with with T-Man, but the just having a gold block on a piston, and just how ridiculous it was. And I showed that at the beginning of tomorrow's video, and just say this is not what I'm building. So yeah, I went and got six piglins, made a little area in the nether for them to spawn, grabbed them, got them in boats. That went rather smoothly, very strangely smoothly, until I got them back to where I wanted them, and there were chests where I wanted them, and I opened a chest, and then there was only one that had a crossbow, but he was sat in the back of a boat, and he started trying to shoot me through the piglin sat in the front, so he was taking damage, so I had to log out quick and log back in so that he forgot he was mad at me. But yeah, so I got those, and then I got them inside their little pods, and I put the little pods together, and then realised I got no gold, Slack. So I went back to our witch farm gold thing, and none of this is on video, but I went AFK there for about 4 hours. There's still a little bit of flint and steel left, but then after I got back, I thought, I don't have a sword. So I've done it all with no looting.
Did you at least get some gold out of it?
Yeah, we got a double chest and a half of gold nuggets.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that really hurt then without the sword. That hurt a lot.
And then I looked in my armor box to get my sword and realised I lost it when I fought the Wither last week. So, yeah, don't actually have a looting sword at this moment in time. So, yeah, and then I've recorded a couple of shorts, believe it or not, Slack. So,
oh, wow.
I don't know why. I had a few ideas about making some shorts, and one of the ones came after I did my my cocoa bean farm, which, I forgot. I did a cocoa bean farm this week as well. And I used basically sticky pistons, rows of sticky pistons with then alternating 4-block tall slime blocks, then honey blocks, slime blocks, honey blocks, and then you put the jungle logs on each side, plant your cocoa beans onto the stuff, wait for it to grow, press a button, and all the cocoa beans pop off, and you just run around and pick them up and plant the next ones. And that worked really well. And I thought, for whatever reason, I don't know, when I was laying in bed one night, I thought, I wonder if I can make like a silly YouTube short, which is a tutorial for that farm, but it's called The Best Chicken Farm. And when I press the button, all of the cocoa beans just turn into chicken, so you don't see any cocoa beans. So the whole thing's like, it says Best Chicken Farm at the top, and it runs through, place some sticky, and I use the trailer guy voice for it. Place some sticky pistons, place some slime blocks and honey blocks, stick on your jungle wood, place all of your cocoa beans, press the button and bam, chickens. And it just made me laugh. And apparently other people found that funny as well. And the next one I've done comes out in a couple of days. I don't really want to spoil it. But yeah, I've made another one as well, which is nothing to do with farms, but I will talk about next week. Because... Okay. Obviously, I recorded my Legends Let's Play that I'm really, really struggling to continue with because I just have no desire at all to get back into it. I'm going to. I will finish the campaign, but it's, I would rather do
content.
Literally anything else. And then obviously we did a PvP live stream on Legends with some of the TB guys, and that was genuinely very good fun. I really enjoyed it. I think the copious amounts of alcohol I was drinking whilst recording it were helping with that. I was still in holiday mode, so I went to the shop beforehand and got myself a little pack of those little tiny cans of lager. Had a few of those while we were streaming, and I think, combined, it was really, really good fun. In fact, they're actually doing it now. They're streaming it now with IBX Toycat and Echo Soldier as well. So I'm missing that to be here, guys. Jeez, just letting you know how dedicated I am to this podcast. You're welcome. That's it. That's my week in Minecraft.
Well, productive.
Yeah. So then I guess it's time to go into the wish list, Mr. Lizard. Do you want to start?
Oh, wow. Sure. I will give the first go here. We got Robo Rufus 7 up first, and they said the BDS, Bedrock Dedicated Server, should have save command, and you should be able to have it back itself up every day or so. Robo Rufus died from backing up his server manually.
Okay. It does and it doesn't. It does have save commands, but it doesn't actually copy any files or back anything up, which is why you need to have a third-party piece of software like my BDS server software, which I made exactly for this reason, or why you should use, like a server that's hosted online or something like that. The reason it doesn't, and the reason the Java Edition one doesn't either, and the reason most game servers don't, is because all they are doing is just running the game. It's not an application. It's not a separate thing. It is just running the game, but without a graphical interface. So it doesn't have any of that built into it. So it would be lovely if it did, but then it wouldn't be the Bedrock dedicated server. It would be the Bedrock dedicated server built into another application. So just look online for other applications that will do that for you, and you will do it.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good or a bad idea. This is just an idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Maribel Jade says, I want a super fast hopper that they modded into the April Fool's joke update. Yes. Copper hoppers. Fast. I think we've already got them in the good ideas bin, haven't we?
Yeah, but we'll just call them super redstone hoppers. There you go.
Okay.
That way we can
good idea.
Put the staple on.
Yeah, I like it. Good idea, Jade. Jeez, okay.
Big Blue Dog is up next and says, item frames on minecarts. What's in that chest minecart? Oh, wool.
Now, I was thinking about this. And you know how I wanted on the hanging signs to be able to click them with an item and that item would like almost graffiti itself onto the sign? That would be cool to do that on minecarts as well.
Yep.
In fact, it'd be cool to be able to do it on any block. Just tag a block with an item. Or concrete,
you know,
something.
like hit it with a piece of slime and be like, "You stay there."
Yeah, not even have the item, just have the picture of it within the block. I think, or on the minecart. I really like that idea. That would be good.
I like it, but for controlled griefing, like, how would you stop people from just doing it everywhere?
Well, maybe we should just stick to minecarts then.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. So add it in the minecarts, yeah, okay.
Okay, good idea.
Right.
Well done, Big Blue Dog. Okay, Territe says Mojang should add a feature where you can use an Echo Shard to reactivate a player-placed Skulk Shrieker so you can spawn the warder under your friend's base. I mean, wherever you want. Yeah, I never understood why they, well, I suppose for griefing reasons, really, but why there isn't.
That'd be...
It would be nice if there was a way to control warden spawns, but then I guess it would be ridiculously easy to make a warden farm. Not that they drop anything worth having.
I don't like it for griefing purposes. No.
But there's so really, many, I mean, is the warden any worse than a wither?
No, a wither would be worse. I guess that's where you just have to play on the trusted. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even drop nothing really beneficial. Yeah,
and it doesn't break blocks.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm up for that. You up for that?
Yeah, okay. I'm up for that.
Yeah, another good idea. Well done, Territe. Okay.
I mean, the only minor thing I would change about that is, let's just say you had to do it in a deep dark or something like that, an ancient city. You could control the farm, but you couldn't take it to like an ocean or plains or something like that. It still has to be, or it has to be so low down. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I don't see the problem with just sticking the Shrieker anywhere.
Okay. All right. Anyways, right. Shadow is up next, and they say the new potion uses echo shards that will make a duplicate of the player like it does with the illusioner. The duplicates will be able also make sounds for the various activities and can act as decoys for any mobs, including boss mobs and the warden. The only drawback is that the duplicate cannot deal damage, and if using a weapon, the duplicate will blink in and out at a slow pace. Probably not a good idea, but it's an ideal.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So the Illusioner obviously was never actually added into the official game. Have you ever seen the Illusioner Slack?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So for people at home who haven't, the Illusioner was basically added in at the same time as the Pillagers and the Illagers with the Woodland Mansions, and it was going to be another almost boss type mob. And what it can do is it can duplicate itself, and it can do all sorts of fancy little tricks. So it doesn't duplicate itself in terms of this another Illusioner walking about, but it almost like mirrors itself. And I think you can have like 3 or 4 Illusioners, but you don't know which one the real one is, which is obviously in the name, the illusion of it. So as much as I don't see any harm in that, what you've just suggested there, I also don't see any real benefit for it or reason for it. Guess a decoy in a mob fight would be great, but if you're playing, or a boss fight, but if you're playing against the dragon or the wither, their projectiles are wide enough area when they hit that your decoy's not going to be far enough away from you for you not to take damage, I guess. It's still going to be aiming at your general area.
I mean, you've kind of already got decoy mobs in the game with golems and such, so
very true.
I'm not going to go on this one. It would be interesting to have a use for the echo shards, but yeah, I don't. No, not this.
No. Okay. Right. Who's next? Is it me?
Yep. It's you.
It's Gen Fire, believe it or not, saying dyeable sea lanterns with the 16 current Minecraft colours, just like dyeing glass, terracotta, and wool. I think we've already got dyeable lights in the Good Ideas bin, haven't we? Did we have this before?
I think we've had that one before, but it's definitely something that was in the Good Idea bin.
I'll throw it in as a good idea, but I'm pretty sure we've already got it because, I want that as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so up next we have Unsure 1979 again, and they say, I would like mending tools and armor when equipped to an armor stand to collect XP from the XP farm, for example.
No, when I first read this, I didn't like it because I thought they were saying like it would be an XP bank, but I get this, right? Your trident killer, I was at the gold farm and I wasn't stood quite close enough to the gap and it was just lagging out like crazy and you have to stand right next to it to get the XP. If you could just pop an armor stand next to the gap and it would just suck all of that XP onto the armor stand, it would repair your armor that's on there, but then that's it. The XP is just like, it's just killing your XP effectively. I don't mind that. I think that's a good idea.
It could be useful. I mean, if you didn't want to collect the XP, there's the skulk things to take care of the XP.
Yeah, but they make a big mess.
No, not if you cover them in buttons and have nothing but like craftable blocks around.
True, that is very true. But I don't know. I kind of like that idea. I kind of like the idea of putting an armor stand down with some mending armor on it, and then you could throw XP on the ground, and it would go to the armor stand.
As long as it wasn't an XP bank, and it just
mends your armor, and that's it. And then the XP is just dead.
Yeah. If it did just that, I could get behind that, because you could go like out to the desert and go through 9 or 10 shovels, then come back to your XP farm. And you're like, I don't want to stand here and mend them all. Just place them all on armor stands while I sort out what I got with the sand.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I could go for that.
Yeah. Okay. McLucky34 says, I would love to see dyeable wood. This should make it easier in devs. No need to make new trees unless it's biome-specific, i.e. cherry blossom, but it should be easy enough to change the hue to a colour on the planks, slabs, etc., and hue could just be different enough to not match any existing wood colour. No, sorry.
No.
I like the idea that they can add in a new wood type here and there, and then they don't just have it like, oh, it's just the same wood but a different hue. I like the fact that they put different textures on things and make things more interesting, because it gives us more options to be creative with it. So, no, sorry, McLucky.
Sorry. Yeah. Next, we got Snaz Cakes, and they say a pencil so you can draw lines on the ground so that you can know exactly where you want to place blocks. How many times have you accidentally made a 12 by 11 square instead of a 12 by 12? And to clarify on another wish that I had about snow layers, I meant placeable snow layers, so you can choose what size layer and where it is. Snaz Cakes died from getting stepped on by the sniffer when he tried to give it a belly rub.
You can place snow layers at any size, wherever it is.
Maybe they're thinking like, all right, so I want to put only layers of 3 or only levels of 5. So I don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I see what you mean.
About.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So kind of like, the light block, it's already a 3-layer snow layer that you're putting down. Oh, I wouldn't mind that. In terms of a pencil, you just use some netherrack or dirt or stone you've got kicking about. Why do you need a pencil? What are you drawing on?
Yeah, I don't really see the need for the pencil.
Because
sorry.
Even if you've got a pencil to draw lines where you know exactly where you want to place blocks, you can still draw it wrong. And it's still only going to be block shaped. So,
I mean, the only useful thing I could come up with this, now it kind of could be cool for a moment, is like, say you had a new item, like instead of a painting or an item frame, it was still the same concept. But when you placed it down on the ground, you had to give it dimensions. So like you want to build an 8 by 15. And when you place it down, it shows like a square, but an actual pencil in the ground, you still got to count the blocks. So I don't really see the point.
No. Sorry, Snaz Cakes. Okay.
Sorry.
Is it me or you?
It's me, it is you. Yep.
Jazer says, hi guys, I love the podcast and I thought I'd share a simple idea that seems to me like it always should have existed. Blocks of raw ore should be able to smelt into their respective block of ore. For example, a block of raw iron should smelt directly into an iron block. Since this would be a heavy-duty task, regular furnaces would not have this capacity. Instead, it should be limited to only blast furnaces, which would give them more purpose mid to late game. Love the podcast and the vids. I, for one, listen watch at the end of to the end each time. Keep up the great work. The reason they don't is because all of a sudden you'd be able to smelt 9 ingots worth of iron with 1 fuel instead of 9.
But isn't the item that's smelted determines the amount of fuel? No, it's
not. It's the type of fuel.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's the problem, because I think you're absolutely right. It should do that, but then they would have to completely change the mechanics of how furnaces work, or blast furnaces, in order to determine how much fuel was used or how much time it took to smelt something based on the item rather than the fuel, which could cause a lot of problems. But yeah, I agree it should be in the game, but you can't, because it would just make everything cheaty.
It's a fun idea. Definitely not in vanilla survival though. No.
Yeah, sorry. I can definitely get on board with it, but it can't be done. Sorry, mate. It's a fun idea.
All right, so next we got Lemonade Up, and they said, how about an enchantment on bows called a trail? You can see where the arrow is going to hit and how it is going to travel.
I don't like the idea that it would show you where it's going to hit. because that seems too cheaty. But I know they do have a little trail following them, but I kind of like the idea of tracer arrows where you've got like a much more visible view of where it's gone, because quite often it can go into the distance and just disappear and you don't know where it's landed.
Yeah, I could get behind tracer. Trail, being like, oh, okay, I need to hit this target block directly. Let me just keep adjusting. Yeah. But a trail so you can see where it was. Tracer. Yep.
But
Yep,
what if
I like
instead
that.
of having an enchantment, you just had tracer arrows? Like you...
Yeah, I could be fine with that.
Yeah, tracer arrows. Good
Yep.
idea. Okay, brilliant. And spectral arrows would be nice, but no, Foxy, no, can't have those. The cool
No,
guy.
I can't have that.
Hi, podcast crew, I'm back. Have a great idea. How about you type how much Minecoins you have in the marketplace search bar, and it shows you worlds that cost that much or less. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work. The cool guy died from such a good idea. Do you know what, the cool guy? That is a good idea, because I think they would actually end up selling more if you could list the stuff you could afford, because you're more likely to spend what you've got left. So I think that's a fantastic idea. And I think the reason they probably don't do that is because they want to force you to buy more Minecoins so you can afford the thing you really want. So I think it's a good idea. I'm going to put that in a good ideas bin if you're all right with that, Slack.
Yeah. Or how, like if you go to shop on like Amazon or something like that, you can choose a scale. Yeah. I only want to spend up to like 200 coins, 300 coins. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Go for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Next, we got Beckham up next. It is a simple thing, but having ladders that are unique to each wood type and would make them more useful items. For decoration purposes, yep.
Yeah, and chests.
Yep.
Why can't we have different colored chests?
Yep. Sew it on both. Yep.
Ladders and chests.
Oh man, could you imagine how much cleaner your storage room could be if you could sort the chest by colors too?
Oh man, it would be amazing. Yeah. You do with shulker boxes, so why not chests?
Yeah, totally agree. Yep.
Okay, the last good idea we have is from Ori. It's been a while since we've seen one from Ori, so welcome back, Ori, saying, what do you think about the ability to open two doors that are connected at the same time? Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. So I thought about this, and I thought, in real life, the only way you can open two doors at the same time, like a double doors, is if you with two hands. Yep. In Minecraft, you only have access to one hand. I know there's offhanding, but we don't have offhanding on all of the devices, so we can only go with that one.
Yep.
I think sometimes you wouldn't want to open both doors at once, like if you're trying to sneak away from something quickly or for whatever reason. So as much as I really like the idea of being able to open two, the best way to do that is with redstone.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I agree on that.
But yeah, it's a lovely idea, Rory, but it's not a good idea, I'm afraid.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe fun, but that's about it. Yeah.
No, not even fun. I've closed my document now. Sorry, Ori.
Ow.
Okay, that's the end of the wish list. If you've got a wish and you want it added to the game, then you can add it to the game. We promise it'll definitely 100% go in. We're totally affiliated with Mojang, and they promise to do everything that we ask for when at some point in the future, eventually, maybe. It's totally not true, but just imagine that's the case. You can
that's why we changed our name and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Ask us a question, or, do the send us a wish list thing by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, fill it in the feedback form on the website, or join in our Discord, where there are currently, 2 people less, 16 people listening to us record this live podcast episode. And you could be there too. Just join the Discord. Life would be better. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, we're on to the question, Slack. We're on the final leg of this podcast. It's not gone on as long as I thought it would. We're only an hour and a half in, and I was panicking this was going to be 14 hours long with all of the news and Legends talk. So if you've got any questions, peeps, not silly ones today, please, because we have had a lot of stuff going on. But if you've got any questions, those listening in the Discord, then please do type them in now before we finished. Otherwise, they're not going to get read out. And we'll start with CJ, who says, hello. Do you have any plans to have any special guests on the show, such as Minecraft developers? No, we haven't got any plans at the moment. Of course, I think we'd love to, but it's a bit of a weird thing, isn't it, organising the podcast?
And And I would say you're going to have to get so far along as we are going to have to get so far along as a podcast to become reputable, I guess, established, maybe. I don't know what the right word would be for that. But yeah, I think it just takes time.
Yeah, I feel like once you hit 100 episodes and you've clearly got an established audience, that's the time you start like knocking on developers' doors. I know there's a couple that I speak to on and off that I could probably knock on the door of, but I feel like I'd be putting them in a really awkward position asking, because they obviously allow me to reach out to them, and they sometimes reach out to me when we need information, but it's such a delicate relationship you've got when you're not a developer of a game and you're obviously clearly, like I am, obsessed with the game. To have someone that's actually from in there that will just talk to you directly is not something you want to jeopardize that relationship with by making them feel awkward and saying, do you want to go on a podcast? Whereas, I could ask it and be just genuinely, it's fine if you don't, but all of a sudden they've got this pressure, this awkward pressure to not let me down, and then you end up with people just, ignoring you and avoiding you because they don't want to deal with the negative response. So yeah, it'd be great, but let's go down the road a bit before we get there.
Yeah. Totally agree on that. Next, we got Robo Rufus, and they said, do you think that there is going to be a new music disc in 1.20? I hope they do. Also followed up by Robo Rufus, bopped too hard to the music and fell from his chair.
It'd be nice if they had like a really, really badly scratched vinyl that played like the really old, like tinny gramophone music. I mean, you wouldn't want to listen to it, but it'd just be a nice addition. I'd like that.
Yeah.
They have been in a bit of a habit of adding music discs in over the last few updates, haven't they? So maybe. And I think,
they haven't said that.
I think it could go, maybe instead of adding a music disc, they just add in a gramophone that's found in the trail ruins. You can get it from the suspicious sand. Okay. Oh, I get there. Imati, I think that says. Sorry if I butchered your name. Hi, this is a bit of a random question, but do you think Minecraft will ever add hydration for the player as an official thing? Thanks for the podcast. Very nice. Keep up the good work. I sincerely hope they don't.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, man. Could you imagine? It's bad enough having to eat. Oh, I'm thirsty.
No. This, I know this is the questions and not a good idea bin, but I'm going to say don't ever put that in a good idea bin either.
No.
Horrible.
Yeah, no. I think that would it would be interesting. That would be, do you know what? That would be great as something like a hardcore challenge. That would be great as an add-on where you could go, okay, I'm going to add hydration into the game and I'm going to see how long I can survive in a desert or the nether. Like maybe you could use the water bottles on cactus or something like that to fill them with water or something like that and see how it would last. But I really don't want that in the game.
But for that to work too, I would say you would almost need the water source to be able to be depleted.
Which water source?
Or maybe you could only get it from like cauldrons or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not many places where you're really far away from water other than the nether, really, are you? Yeah. So I guess that would really be where the adventure would be. I suppose in the nether as well, because it's hot, you would probably lose hydration a lot quicker, and maybe you'd need like a hydration enchantment to make sure that a little bit like restoration or water breathing, so you didn't like get so dehydrated.
Purification on your water.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. I don't think it'll ever happen though. No. It's me next, right?
It is.
We got Stitch Fix, who says, Foxy, how's your day? I know you love your tech, so my question is, what laptop did you end up with? I want to buy something good for gaming without breaking the bank. I live in the USA, so not sure you can answer that, but worth a shot.
Well, I can say that all of the laptops in the USA are identical to the ones in the UK. So that's a good start. I already know that Stitch Fix has already bought one from seeing that in the other Discord. But I bought a Dell XPS 15. And the reason for that is When I saw this conversation happening, I saw a lot of people recommending gaming laptops, and I wouldn't buy a gaming laptop ever. And I'm not saying that gaming laptops are bad laptops. I'm sure some of them, particularly from the better manufacturers like Alienware, which is a part of Dell, or Asus or MSI, probably make decent ones. The problem with gaming laptops is they are always going to run hot, which means they're always going to be noisy, and they are not going to have, in my opinion, as long a lifetime as a business-based laptop, which has all the same stuff in it. Perhaps it won't run to quite the same frames per second as the other one, but provided it's got the same GPU and the same CPU, which it inevitably will have, it'll do just as good a job in the games like Minecraft and video editing that you want to do, and make half the amount of noise. So yeah, I would recommend a Dell, or I wouldn't recommend HP. I've had those before; they're awful. I think genuinely buying laptops, I would only buy a Dell or an Apple. I wouldn't buy a different type of laptop.
See, I actually had to get a laptop. I bought one about a year ago. I ended up buying Acer Nitro. It's nothing crazy. It had a 3050 in it. It's got an i5 in it, but it only came with 8 gigs of RAM and only a 256 gig hard drive. Now, it functioned for when Jen came over. She had something where she could stream on, but it was a bit choppy.
Yeah.
Now, we ended up getting her one so that she could have as an extra in case her computer were to ever mess up and everything like that. And I was able to get it on payment plans through Amazon. But the biggest thing is, like before this trip here, I was worried because it only had 8 gigs of RAM, and I'd never messed with laptops. I'd never done an upgrade to a laptop or anything like that. But I did a little research online, and it's a budget laptop. It only costs about $700. I ended up putting another about $150 or $200 into it. I ended up upgrading it to 32 gigs of RAM, and I put a 1 terabyte NVMe in it. And I tell you what, that i5, it's a 10th generation i5, but when I upgraded the RAM, night and day. It runs almost as good as my main computer.
They've got a lot better over the years, laptops. They're a lot better. But I had an Acer laptop many, many years ago, and it went straight back to the shop because it was awful. It was awful. It wouldn't boot half the time, and when it did, it would just whistle. Oh, jeez, it was awful. And then I bought a Microsoft Surface Book, which was touted as the best laptops, and that was oh man, that was awful. Jeez. So I've had, and even like recently, before I got my Dell, the whole reason I got that was I got a Medium laptop. I'd had loads of Medium desktops, and it was a good price. It had all the right things in it, but half the time it wouldn't boot. That had to go back. So yeah, I would only dare buy from, because if I buy something that's that sort of money, I want it to last 10 years. I don't want it to last 2 years or 6 months. I'm not gonna be on it every single day. I'm not gonna be pushing it to its limits. I just want a laptop that I know I can play games on that when I need to. I know I can record on if I need to. I know I can stream on if I need to. And I know I can video edit on if I need to. And the only way I'm going to get that's going to last a long time is with Mac or Dell for me. Like, I had a MacBook for years, and that was back in the days when it was Intel, so you could run Windows on there. And that was the best laptop I've ever had. It was silent, and it was faster than anything else. It was faster than my PC. It was amazing. Ah, man, I missed that, and I dropped it.
Oof.
Yeah, but yeah.
In relation to this, I know we're on the topic of this question. I see Stitch posted in the live question channel what they bought. It's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
So Stitch, I don't know why we're doing a tech
on the question. It was a question. Yeah, it was a question.
They've got an Asus ROG Zephyrus 14-inch 120Hz gaming laptop with a Ryzen 9, 16 gigabytes DDR5 memory, Ryzen RX 6700S, 1 terabyte PCI 4.0 SSD. It sounds lovely. I wouldn't buy 14 inches too small, especially 120Hz gaming. It's completely pointless having a 120Hz monitor that's only 14 inches. Ryzen 9s are good. DDR5 RAM's going to be good, but it's very new, so it's going to be very old very quickly. I
don't know nothing about DDR5. I don't know what that's equivalated to
It's
speed-wise.
It's basically exactly the same, but it's slightly faster and it's twice as expensive at least.
Yeah, so I'd probably want 32 at least, but yeah.
Yeah, and your GPU was fine, although not considering you've got 120 hertz laptop, DDR5 and a Ryzen 9 processor in there, your GPU's a lot older than those. Although it's not old, but it's a lot older than those. So I think that's where they've been saving the money on that one, because they've spent a lot of money, on the RAM and the screen. So I certainly wouldn't have bought that. I wouldn't have bought that, but I don't think it sounds bad. I think it sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's not bad, as long as you're happy with it.
Yeah, if you're happy with it, it's all that matters at the end of the day. But yeah, no, for me, I wouldn't buy anything that's over 60 hertz. I don't see the point in wasting money on some stuff I can't see. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, right. The next one is from Cricket the Wise, who says, "Hello there, my friends. A question to Messrs. No Tail and Lizard. What would your ideal dedicated digital audio workstation be?" As a DAW. So that's hardware, software, analog, digital, whatever. So I don't know, to be honest, Cricket.
Don't know.
I love hardware. I love the fact that hardware is quite reliable, and once you've set it up, you just turn it on and it works. The problem with hardware is, unless you're spending many money on it, there's no presets. So you are what you see is what you get. Now, you could have the most incredible, beautiful sounding, perfect audio running through hardware, but if you wanted to do something slightly different, you're going to lose everything. Or if you're moving house and you're going to unplug it all, you've got to remember how to plug it all back in again. And when one thing in the chain breaks, whether it's a wire that's just come a bit loose or it's like a bit dead or one of the hardware starts glitching out, your whole thing's dead. So I think I would love, if I could afford to, I would love to have a hardware audio rack set up somewhere. Like the hardware noise reduction stuff, the equivalent of OBS's RN noise, it would set you back about $5,000 to $10,000 for a hardware one of those. But I would love to have one. I would absolutely love to have one. When I'm a millionaire, I will. Yeah. But you'll see I'll still be using OBS with the VSTs plugged into it because it's convenient and it does a good enough job.
Yeah, it does a good enough job, but it's not like we're producing, soundtracks out there. No, it works.
If I was really getting into my music again, I think I'd want to go all hardware. But even software, like my iMac upstairs, that's like, 2015, and that's perfect. I don't do anything else that can't do. So
that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Stitch Fix is back, Slack.
They say, Foxy, how's your day? Hello, Slack. Will you two be playing Minecraft Legends? That is a big negative from me, and I think we've gotten Foxy's beautiful opinion on this.
Yes. Do you know what? I really hope once I finish the Let's Play that I change my mind and I actually turn around and say, no, it's worth it. I don't want to say don't buy a Minecraft game, don't give money to Mojang, because they produce Minecraft. I want them to do well. I my eggs are in that basket. That's my job.
Yep.
So I really want to turn around at the end of that and say, do you know what? I was wrong. It's worth it, but you just have to stick with it. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway.
Well, sometimes it's like a TV show. Sometimes you got to give it more than one season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Purple's back again saying, hey, Foxy, my IP was leaked by a server owner recently. What should I do besides resetting my router? Go to school, Purple. Don't do servers unless you know what you're doing. Never, ever, 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 ever give out your IP. Never, ever, ever run a server from your own home unless you know how to protect your network. That's what you need to do. You need to learn. It sounds really horrible, but you do. Stop whatever you're doing. Call your ISP, get them to give you a new one, or if it's like it is in the UK on Virgin Media, just unplug your router. And when you plug it back in, you get a new one every single time. I don't know why it works like that, but you do. And just don't share it. Don't share it with your friends. Don't share it with your family. Just if that's you, the only way into your property and out of your property for the internet is that. And when that's compromised, you are in big trouble. Don't give it out.
Yeah, but like Foxy said, most situations this day and age, most people are not on a static IP address, which is one that stays exactly the same. If you want that, you usually have to pay for it. So typically just unplugging it and replugging it will get you a different IP address.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Wally.
Snaz Cake up next says, what if you put the name change to a vote on the website so that everyone has a say, even the people like me who don't have Discord?
No.
No, we're not doing it.
Okay. We are producing a Discord. Slack and I have a podcast, and we produce content for it, and we put that content out there for you guys to listen to. Again, without wanting to sound harsh or mean or nasty, we are not all in this together. This isn't all of our podcast. This is something that me and Slack are thinking, hey, this is a good thing that we want to do together for our future, right? So we want to control it. We want to know it. We want to make sure the decisions that we make are the ones we want to make and not just made by people that just enjoy listening to it and have some investment. Now, if we were saying, okay, we're going to have an event, we're all going to get together, where do you guys think would be the best place, or what would be the best date, or what would be the best time? Fine. We'd have a vote on it, you know? But when it comes to the actual podcast name, absolutely no way.
But Foxy, I subscribed to your channel when you were under 5,000 people.
And I appreciate it.
I have a vote in your stuff. I was subscribed to Silent when he was under 1,000 people. Okay, where's my stake in all that? You telling me that I don't have creator control over yours and his channel?
No. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you that bothers to actually tune in and listen, and even more the people that join the live shows, and even more the people that support us from Patreon, because you're all obviously really, really care. But you care because we've built something. You don't care because you came along and did it yourselves, you know? So trust us, we'll get you there. And if we don't, then what have you lost?
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry, Snaz Cakes. That was that. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed being mean there. I don't mean it. It's all good.
He really does.
I hate you all. Don't ever listen to me again. Ultimate power. Okay, next slide.
Oh, is it me? I thought I read
don't
that
know.
one.
Is it you?
No, I read Snaz.
Oh.
And I read Snaz. You tore them apart.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hi, podcast crew. I've been wondering for a while whether or not you can actually reach expert level 100. Oh, totally. You need to go to school as well. There is no expert level 100. You hit 99 and you do your best to stay there, because if you go over, it starts back at 1.
Yeah, it's like going above warp 9.9. It's just no.
It's not possible.
No.
It's not possible. Don't
right,
do it.
We got Stitch Fix up next, and they say, Foxy, how's your day? Does your new hustle have something to do with skins?
No, it is not remotely Minecraft related in any way, stretch, or form. It is nothing to do with content creation. It is nothing to do with anything I've ever done before. It is completely and utterly new. I'll tell you all about it when it's ready.
Nice.
Okay, stop fishing.
Wow. So mean.
Extreme Game DNA says, good day, Foxy and Slack. Questions. With 1.20 right round the corner, what features are you most excited for and why?
Hanging signs.
Yeah. Hanging signs, bamboo, bookcases, having just an army of camels for no particular reason. I want an army of sniffers for no particular reason. And I want cherry blossom everywhere. So all of them, really. I'm really looking forward to this update. I know it's got nothing in it of substance, but I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, I'm actually looking forward to going around and doing brushing stuff with me little thing and then moaning that I didn't get a pottery shard or a netherite upgrade. I'm quite pumped for 1.20 now.
You're really looking forward to going out and getting all those armor trims too, right? Spending all those diamonds.
I'm not going to spend diamonds. I'm going to steal them. It's the only way.
Okay.
It's the only way.
Okay, right. That was extreme. Yeah, okay. So next we got Genfire up. Any big plans for podcast 64, aka the Stack?
Yeah, the Slack says he's going to sing the whole thing.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Episode 64 of the musical with me and you. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm singing, you're singing.
No, I'm not singing. I've got. No, I haven't thought of anything. Have you? It's like we should probably do something.
No. Oh, great. No pressure. We only got like a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was nothing. We'll probably even miss it. You know what we're like. There'll probably be an announcement on Wednesday going, I can't make it today. We'll try tomorrow.
Something will come up. Won't be able to do that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll rack my brains and see if we can come up with anything exciting to do, but I would imagine it's probably going to be the same as usual.
Don't you put that out there. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, if baby hasn't. That'll be it. Live from the hospital in the labour ward. Just hear Jen in the background and the Slack occasionally turning around and going, push. Yeah, great. That sounds good to me. Okay, right. Next one's also from Jen, saying, what enchants do you like on your main weapon, and what is your main weapon? An axe and silk touch.
Axe, silk touch, and sharpness, and if I'm using the sword, I'm going to be using looting and smite.
I like smite on an axe. I think, generally speaking, I'm only killing undead stuff. It's not very often I'm killing stuff that's alive, and those things that are alive generally are quite weak.
Wish you could put knockback on the axe. That would be nice.
Yeah. What's alive that takes a long time to kill? Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians.
No point. Endermen don't count because you get your sword out for Enderman.
Yeah.
Spiders, they're easy to kill.
Yeah.
Piglins, I guess, but I manage. Yeah.
Piglins, it's just all about not getting jumped. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I guess smite for the sword as well, because if you're using smite, you're going for wither skeleton skull. So yeah, probably sharpness on an axe then, and smite on my sword. But I don't. Sword's just for emergencies and when I actually remember to get it out of the gold farm.
yeah, that would make sense there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stitch Fix. Will you two consider doing the Spawn Sphere idea as shorts?
I don't know what that is, Stitch Fix. I'm sure that's from what you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, but I've fallen asleep a couple of times since then, so it's gone. You'll have to remind us quick in the chat if you want us to talk about that. Jen's back again, Slack. Would you consider podcast shorts, or in a section of the bonus code, would you rather, e.g., would you rather have X item or Y item in your hotbar? I wouldn't mind podcast t-shirt. I'm not sure about shorts. No one would see them. The camera's pointing up here, not down there. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't mind a hat. I'm just saying.
Yeah, podcast hat. When we got the block update, I'm getting us both one, Slack.
Yep, sounds
You're
good.
welcome. Yeah. Okay. The would you rather section. I think we've got enough sections for the podcast.
Yeah. People can just include that in their question. Yeah.
It already eats up all of my time in the week. I don't want to do shorts as well. Feel free to clip stuff and do that thing on YouTube where you can clip it and share it. That's fine. Don't make me do it.
It'd be easy for them to clip it if we still go through with the Twitch idea.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Stage 3 says the spawn sphere idea, a short video with mob spawning mechanics like light, etc. We do tutorials and stuff like that on those. The thing is, Stitch Fix, right? Shorts, there's absolutely no point in doing a tutorial as shorts because when you do a YouTube search, it doesn't show you shorts in the results. Shorts are just there. You happen to come across them, or you're watching a channel that produces stuff and it comes up in their feed that you're already subscribed to. So doing anything that would be searchable would be totally pointless to do as a short from my point of view, unless you just happen to come across something that's really trending that people were looking for. So that's why you do tutorials as videos and not live streams, and tutorials as videos and not shorts, because then they're searchable and people find them and then you get views. But when you do a tutorial, you don't get views instantly, you get them over time.
Yeah, tutorials are slow burners. Yeah. Shorts, they go out if you get lucky and the YouTube's gods grace you, it'll get pushed for about a day after it's been out for a day, and then they're just dead unless it goes viral. So there's no point.
And the tutorial on sports spheres is not going to go viral because it's not entertaining, it's not funny.
No.
It's not a cat, or it's not a dog, and it's not a parrot that's like got half its feathers missing. So it's just not going to win.
No, no, it's going to be like scroll today's Minecraft technical short. Scroll.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay,
right.
Is it me or you?
It's me with Mr. Balrog up next. Apparently, Java had light shining through stairs and slabs, but it was deemed a bug and removed. While on Bedrock Edition, they left it in. When they take the decision to consolidate this feature in the name of parity, which way would you prefer that they decided to go?
It will go the way Java Edition went, I believe, because that was a relatively recent change that they made. So it was the same as Bedrock Edition for years and years and years, and then they made a conscious decision not that long ago to say, no, if there is no gap, then light can't go through. I think the problem we'll have is the fact that they have finally finished rolling out Render Dragon to all of the different devices and consoles for Bedrock Edition now. And I don't think Render Dragon will have that capability in it unless, I don't know how they would code that in with the blocks, because light just travels through non-full blocks. So I don't know, maybe it would be an easy thing for them to do. But I think if they were going to do it, we would definitely get the Java version, it makes sense for it to go that way because that's more normal. And if you've got RTX on, that's how RTX works anyway. Yeah. But I do like underfloor lighting. I do like that.
Yeah, I do love underfloor lighting. But yeah, if it were to go in the name of parity, they'll probably go Java related.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Stitch Fix is back. Did you know the marketplace has a filter button in the top right corner that allows you to filter by Minecoin cost, world, skins, etc. There's a little funnel icon in the filter. Oh, there you go, whoever it was that mentioned that. It was a purple, wasn't it? Or Tiny Raccoon, somebody talking about Minecoins. There you go. Stitch Fix solved the problem.
Good job.
And I've written Stitch Fix's question twice. So we got one more question, unless anyone wants to throw a question into the live questions channel quick. We are on our last one.
Look, I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to go with Hakuzo. Yeah, I'm not even the 10th in the last name.
Fair enough.
Sionach? I had to try it. I don't know. That's totally probably wrong.
You just said you weren't going to attempt it, and then you attempted it.
Well, I did it anyways, okay? Look. This is just cut that out, okay?
Fine. No, I'm not doing cuts anymore. I just removed the silence in between. That's all we get.
Okay. All right. Well, fine. Awkward silence moment where I just sit here and ramble. Anyways, with the new preview, is there any mechanic you would like to see changed before they go fully live?
Yeah. Oh, I got to be specific. Oh, okay. Torch flowers and the other flowers, I want them to have a purpose. I had a list.
Just like dolphins, right? They got a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. No, I want them. I want them to have a purpose. I can't think now. Oh, yeah, bamboo boats. They should be bamboo rafts should be different to boats. Should be totally different, and not require a shovel in the crafting recipe for a start. Yeah, not much really. I'm pretty, like you say, I'm pretty pumped for this update. But yeah, there are a few. Oh, and there we go. Slack. That's where I was getting to. The cost of netherite upgrades and armor trims. So that needs changing. And the last thing is, if you are digging the sand and the gravel, it should only give you terracotta pot shards, not anything else, because I don't want to have to go for miles and miles and miles before I can make one terracotta pot.
Yeah, that's fair.
So there you go. Well, that's not going to happen because it's going to be here in like 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 100 weeks. Who knows?
Yeah. It'll be here before we know it.
It will. And there we go. That is it. We have finished questions. If you would like to ask us a question for next week's podcast, you can by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, fill it in the feedback form, or join in the Discord. And if you join and we're live, you can ask us while we're live. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Join the Discord, yep.
Yeah, join that Discord. Just a reminder to all of you peeps that are listening. If you're not already and you are enjoying the show, you can help support us by going to patreon.com/the Minecraft update. Slack, have you got any plans this week for content?
For content, probably a TV video coming out on Friday. I'm trying to at least stick to one video a week and daily streams. I'm not putting myself in a more crazy video schedule considering the current situation. It's a waiting game. Yep.
Fair enough. Well, I have a video due to go out tomorrow, but I haven't recorded anything from there else since then for Truly Bedrock, so I really need to do that, although this weekend's going to be a bit crazy for me, so it might have to start again on Monday. I've got my Dugshot Legends videos going out, which are worth watching if you're interested in how awful the game is. And I completely, do you know I was supposed to live stream today, Slack, and I forgot. I just didn't do it. I just forgot. That's what happens when you go away for a week. Everything goes out the window. Jeez. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch, you can by emailing us news@minecraftupdate.com, filling out the feedback form, or joining the Discord. That is it, peeps. We are done. It's time to go home. All I got left to say is the same thing I say at the end of every podcast, and that is that if you paid for Minecraft Legends,
you can request a refund.
Get a refund. Take it back. Give it to someone as a present. Early Christmas present. Just get rid of it. Jeez. No, get on Game Pass. And do play it. Do give it a go, because it is... my opinion on things is generally not the same as other people's. So give it a go.
Good talk there, Foxy.
Yeah. See, hang on. Which way do I look? See you later, bud.
Bye.
See you later, babes. Goodbye.
Bye.